Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how I get the Malcolm Young guitar sound. So I don't want to claim that this is the 100% accurate Malcolm Young guitar sound, but I think it gets really close. There are quite a few ways how you can achieve that famous low gain crunch tone. The closest way would probably be to buy the gear that he used, so his signature guitar, a Marshall JTM 45 or a Plexi Super Bass. I know that would be awesome, but it would totally blow my budget and probably my ears. So I got a different way how you can achieve this tone. It's more modern and also more budget friendly. So here's the gear I'm using today. So the guitar I'm using is a Gretsch G5435 Pro Jet, which I thankfully got for Lent to use it in this video. We have Filtertron pickups here, and that's what Malcolm also uses, so just a bridge pickup in this case. He also used very heavy strings, 12 to 56 I think, and also with a wound G string. That's something that I don't have here, I just have the standard strings 10 to 46. If you also use the heavy strings, I think the riffs and the chords would sound even more powerful. The next piece of gear is a pedal, in this case the J-Rocket 45 caliber. It's an overdrive pedal which is based on the classic Marshall JTM 45, and the sound is also inspired by Malcolm Young. And here are the settings that I use today. The most important thing here, not too much gain. Malcolm always had this almost edge of break-up kind of clean tone with a little bit gain that comes from the power tubes. So that's why I have set the gain very low to get a similar sound. Next up is the amp, and in this case my Marshall Origin 20. So for today the amp is not that important, so the main tone comes from the pedal. So I set the amp pretty neutral and I cranked the master almost completely, and the gain is pretty low so that it's a more clean kind of sound. The next piece in the chain is the 2 notes Torpedo Captor X, including some impulse responses. So I use the Captor X to attenuate my amp and also to load virtual cabinets or impulse responses. In this case I use greenback impulse responses by Solo Dallas, which are probably the closest you can get for that vintage Marshall cap sound. Here you can see the settings I've made at the Captor X. I added the enhancer for some fine-tuning of the tone, and also added a little bit of room reverb. That's all I use for the sound. The Captor X is connected to my audio interface and this is connected to my MacBook, and this is what it sounds like. So now I showed you all the gear I used to achieve that tone, but there's a little bit more than just the gear. I think you probably know it. tone is in the fingers. The most important thing for a rhythm guitarist is timing, and Malcolm was just a master in this discipline. I think I've never heard a live recording of him where he doesn't nail the timing perfectly. Another obvious Malcolm Young habit is his heavy strumming and picking. So he has a really heavy attack on the right hand, and he also used some very heavy picks. But in some cases he also plays very dynamic, so he goes from his very hard picking attack to some very clean, almost soft sounding playing. Or the other way around. Another great example for his very dynamic rhythm playing is at the live shows when Angus does his striptease. Here are two examples. Now before we come to an end, I want to show you my two favorite Malcolm Young riffs, which I think show the magnificence of his rhythm playing. The first one is the main riff from the song Gone Shootin'. The way he plays a rhythm arrangement to the lead guitar part is just amazing, and the song also has one of the coolest grooves ever. Another one of my favorites is that riff that he plays to the song Thunderstruck. I know this song is more famous for its lead guitar lick, but please give you a favor and listen to the song or listen to the isolated guitar track. It's somewhere available here on YouTube, and you will hear that it's a little bit more than just power chord strumming. Malcolm Young was just a master in his craft. I hope I could give you a little help in achieving a Malcolm Young tone or a tone that comes pretty close to him, and also to give you some tips in his playing technique. So what are your favorite Malcolm Young riffs? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I really hope it was helpful for you. If you want to support my channel, then please make sure to use my affiliate links down in the video description. I will link there all the gear that I used today. This helps me a lot and I would really appreciate it. Besides that, you can support me on Patreon for some backing tracks, tabs and original tunes. Or just simply hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that we can see each other in the next video.